Howdy, and welcome to another episode. Today, we are going to go on a journey, a voyage, if you will, throughout the great state of Texas. I have 3 drinks for you. The first one, we're going to take a trip on down by the border. Well, not right now, metaphorically down by the border. And we are going to have ourselves a margarita. Then we're going to cruise on down to the turn of the century down in the bayou and have ourselves a gin fizz. And then we're going to hike up on north into the prairie lands, or the rolling hills, flatlands, whatever people call it, I don't know. And we will make ourselves a Texas Mule, which is what the assholes drink. A lot of people ask me if I'm Canadian. Well, does this answer your question?
Brother.
So let's get started. I'm going to be using a very different, very unique element today. So usually I would use like a mixer soda, which they're very strong in flavor. Today I'm going to be using some Tepache. So you're going to have the alcohol, which is bad for you, but then the Tepache, which is like a kombucha, pineapple kind of fermented bubbly drink that's good for you. So it washes out, so have as many as you'd like. Here I have the margarita. It is a mango margarita, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So first, you're going to get your glass rim all wet, and then just kind of coat this guy, shake off the excess. It'll look real cute like that. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my shaker, and I'm going to put in 1 ounce of orange juice. I'm going to add some tequila. Now the tequila, my other alcohols are local to Texas, but tequila you can only get in Oaxaca, Mexico. So, I mean, I know that there are alternatives like desert soda and things like that, but that's booty, son. Now I'm gonna get some agave. About, I don't know, 1 ounce of that too. You can add ice in here. All my stuff is already extremely cold, so I don't want a diluted drink. So just get everything cold, and then you don't have to add ice, and you get more alcohol for yourself too. Don't have to be too crazy because we're not like mixing anything. Take this off. Pour a mix. There we go. And now we're gonna top it off with some of this mango peach tonic. Tepache, it's a probiotic. It is alive.
Live! Do you hear me?
So that's how you know it's good, because it's the bubbles mean that it's a living, breathing entity. And now we're gonna top that all the way up to the top. And there you go. When you pour it, try to get a little higher, because then the Tepache will go down the bottom and wrap up on the top. I like it a little spicier, so I like to float a little tahini on the top too. And there you have it, a spicy, living mango margarita. You see those bubbles? Those are the active bacteria. Now on to the gin fizz. And gin is just such a European atrocity. But you know, people like it. So I made my own gin fizz. It is vegan. Usually you would use an egg white to make it foamy and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. First we're gonna get our mixer. I hardly know her. Put some ice in there. Not a lot of ice. Add some gin. Nice. 2 ounces of gin. So it's nice and, I don't know, Santa Clausy.
Ho ho!
Next, what I'm going to do is add 1 ounce of simple syrup. And this is just sugar and water. Equal parts, 1 to 1. You throw it in there, you cook it down, low heat for maybe 20 minutes, pull it off the heat, let it cool, it'll get nice and thick. It's a great sweetener, believe me. Okay, and now I'm gonna add about 6 dashes of bitters. These are just astringent bitters. Helps complement that gin a little bit. Okay, now a light shake. Very nice. I'll pour that in here. Very good. And now, okay, I'm going to top this guy off to about there, almost all the way up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump the ice out of here. But I got it real cold. I'm going to take 2 ounces of chickpea juice. 1 ounce is fine, I lied. Some sugar, about a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons. And now we're gonna shake, really shake. What we're doing is we're creating our foam. And you'll know it's done because you'll stop hearing it. You hear it's not as loud anymore. It's getting more quiet, it's foaming more and more. Okay, so I'm gonna stop about right there. I'm gonna get me a cherry, bar cherry. I'm gonna hide it at the bottom of my drink. Little surprise.
What's the prize?
You want to put the sugar in while you're mixing it. Otherwise it'll taste like chickpea. Okay, now I'm gonna pour this on top. Like that. I'm gonna top it up with the ginger tepache. Nice flavor, balance. I'm gonna get me a little piece of rosemary. I'm going to slightly torch it. This is going to give a nice earthy aroma in addition to, and you can break it off if it's a little too long. Like this one. There we go. Little nutmeg. And there you have it. A ginger, hibiscus, gin, vegan, rosemary, nutmeg fizz. Our final drink will be a mule. And mules are really just a vodka with anything carbonated. So I was gonna use ginger, but a lot of people are really overwhelmed by ginger. I know a lot of people that don't like mules specifically because they don't like ginger. So I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I got some Deep Eddy vodka. No. So I'm not gonna mix this one because I'm just not. So I'm gonna add 2 ounces of this frozen Deep Eddies that's so cold, my hand is burning. 2 ounces of that. Next, I'm going to add 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. Then, I'm going to take a couple of blueberries. I always like blueberries. Usually I would make a blueberry simple syrup. I didn't, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of squeeze these guys in here. Blueberries are weird. They're like green and white on the inside, blue on the outside, and purple on your fingers. What a disaster. Okay. Pineapple. Okay. Top this guy up. Now, Mule is a stirred drink, so I'm gonna stir it. And I'm going to set a little ginger candy on top. That's it. So these tepaches aren't particularly like overwhelmingly sweet. That's what's really nice about them. They're just so refreshing. Got a little bit of juice in them, not a whole lot of sugar. I mean, 60 calories a can, can't go wrong with that. This is a nice amount too, 12 ounces. So this is made by a kombucha company, Holy Kombucha. In comparison to their kombucha, it's not as like sparkly, and you don't get that like fermented flavor in your mouth. Like I said, these are much more mild. These are sippers. I don't know if they were intended for like mixing drinks with. I don't think so. I don't see any indication that they would be, but I think they're excellent for mixing drinks because they're very calm, very subtle. When I was making these cocktails initially, I made some of them with kombucha, and you know, they had a little bit of that kombucha funk in there. So if you don't like the they had a little kombucha funk in there. So if you don't like kombucha, this Tepache, I mean, it tastes like a nice, I'm not gonna say like a LaCroix, because that doesn't taste like anything. This has a lot of flavor to it and a lot of body to it. Maybe like a soda alternative in a way. I don't know. Anyway, let's give it a quick taste. So here's the margarita. It looks great. Oh, so subtle. Yeah. I mean, you can make this blended too. Just drop some ice in and blend it up like that. This one I think is the one to please your friends. I mean, it's aromatic, it's robust. The foam on top, the vegan foam on top, it died down a little bit, but I mean, I actually made this like 45 minutes ago and it's still holding up okay. With the nutmeg and the Cthulhu cherry hiding in the clouds. I mean, it smells so good. The burnt rosemary. The rosemary just accents your nose as you go into this. It just tastes like class.
No, stop! Ricky! Ricky!
I hate gin, and I drank a whole one of these last night. I'm probably gonna drink this whole one tonight too. And the nutmeg up on the front gives it a nice little smoke. Okay, pineapple mule. Again, I just have the ginger candies in there, so it's a little bit different than a traditional mule. But it's so much nicer, and the reason it's so much nicer is because it doesn't have that ginger punch for you. If you don't like ginger, I love ginger. I mean, you can make it using that ginger one and put it in here. Try that instead of ginger beer, and throw that in there. You get your little hint of ginger, and it's nice. That was a mistake. Here was my logic. So margarita is my representation of your trip down to El Paso. This was my kind of swamp drink, you know, your 1800s Louisiana gin and tonic, darling. You know, that kind of thing. Princess and the Frog is my favorite movie.
Hit it hard with a couple of shots of Tabasco and it's the bee's knees.
That's so good. And then this, my mule, up in the Austin, I guess all the way up towards Dallas too. But almost any local restaurant I go to, what are some? Twisted Root Burger, Terry Black's, places like that. They pretty much all have a margarita and a mule. I haven't seen many mules though exclusive mules down in the Houston or El Paso areas, but the people in Austin up towards Dallas, I guess we like the mules. They're very interesting. I don't know if there's any cultural significance to that, but I made one anyway, and I made up a reason as to why I made it. So here's your trip across the great state of Texas. And as more of these become available, I will... see, it's good. Probiotics. Brewing in there. I will make more flavors for you and come up with more drink concepts. And like I said, these two, you know, pretty basic, nothing fancy, but this, oh my God, I'm so thrilled with myself. Anyway, bye.